Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Titan Tips. For the next couple of days here, we're going to be talking about King's Caprice. King's Caprice just started. As I've mentioned before, it's a monthly event. Lots to do with it. It's 7 days long, the longest event in the game. Happens once a month, but there's a few specific things that I want to talk about when it comes to this event as a whole and what you should be looking for, how to make money, how to maximize favor, all that kind of stuff. So for this one, I'm just going to be talking about a few things here to do with how to make a lot of money. So let's talk about, first of all, pre-crafts. Okay, so as you can see here, I've just gathered up a few items that require pre-crafts in order to craft them. So for example, this hat requires this book, this bow requires this tier 6 herbal medicine, etc. There's tons of items in the game that are going to have pre-crafts that are not necessarily the same type. And so let's say you go to Caprices and some of the higher tiered stuff is going to have a pre-craft, like this has this sword, for example. So if you go into the market right now, I can pretty much guarantee you that these swords will not be available. And so if you put these up, they would sell for max gold immediately. And a lot of these really high tiered items, like there's going to be tier 10 items that are going to have these potions in there, for example. Lots of people are going to have that as like their highest caprice item in terms of the amount of favor that it gives you, and they're going to be willing to pay max gold. And so if you even just have some pre-crafts in the market, like let's say these, for example, even if they're not at max gold right now, or even if they're below cost, because that's currently one of the items that the king is asking for, if you just put it up and wait 12 hours, as soon as this type of item like a wand is in the rotation for Caprice, whether it be all weapons or wands or whatever it is, then people are going to be willing to pay 10 times more. A few other things. When elements are being requested by the king, so right now if you go to Caprices, all of the elements are being requested by the king. That means that rune stones are going to be high in demand, and those are going to be selling for a lot more. I've seen them as high as 700k or more just for the rune stone itself, because people are all needing those to craft the elements all at the same time. But then later on, maybe elements or spirits is not being requested, but let's say chiseled runestones or something like that. Like right now, greater moonstones are the double item, but let's say the runestone version of this is going to be requested or even times two. And if that's the case, then most likely the price of that on market's going to plummet because everyone's making that at the same time. And so because the request from the king changes every hour, prices fluctuate drastically all week long, where something's going to be high in demand, a certain component is going to be high in demand, a certain pre-craft, or even for the first, let's say 2-3 hours, or even the first day of Caprice, the price of, sorry, I lost my words there. The price of sigils is going to go up a ton because a lot of people are wanting to sprint leaderboards for the event. So if you go to event score, these people have already done 3 million. And so a lot of these players, they're in the level 80s, as you can see, even a level 91. And so these players are going to be crafting strictly tier 11s. They're going to be rushing those with gems most likely to get that high of a score. And so sigils are going to go up in price at the start and then go back to the normal like 8 to 10 gems or whatever it's been. And so just knowing what the market's going to do, knowing that there's going to be a really high demand for certain things, keep that in mind. And even if you are a lower level player, you can go on playshoptitans.com or look at some of my older videos. When it comes to pre-craft items, you can find a list of all of these things, list them in market even for 24 hours for max gold, and I pretty much guarantee you that they will sell. So that's all I want to talk about today. Tomorrow I'm going to go more in depth of how to get more favor, that sort of thing, but hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all soon.